Welcome back to Mission Matters Live. This is part 3 of a discussion with 2 members of the Sisters Servants of the Visitation, an international missionary congregation called to serve God's people in 14 missions around the world. They work especially with those on the peripheries, and in their own language, they bring the smile of God to the poor as a sign of hope, love, and joy. So we are here, we're very lucky to have in studio Sister Rubi Arellano, who is currently serving in Jaiba, Brazil, as director of Project Vida, the Project Vida program. And we have Sister Jean Marie Cabatingan, the superior sister of the mission in Nairobi, Kenya, who also serves as the director of formation for the congregation. And we are lucky to have these sisters with us here in Chicago because they're here for the Mission Cooperation Plan. A lot of our parishes will know about their visiting missionary speakers. So these sisters already visited Saints Peter and Lambert Parish in Skokie on July 5th and 6th, and they are scheduled to be visiting more parishes this coming weekend. They'll visit St. Gertrude Parish in Edgewater neighborhood of Chicago on July 12th and 13th, and St. James Parish on Wabash in Chicago in the South Loop area on July 13th. So you guys have been getting around, I understand. This is Ruby. This is your second visit to Chicago for Mission Appeals. And that's really thanks to somebody who's kind of a local contact to a couple, Kathy Douglas and her husband Kevin. They've been taking care of you, and you both have been, on this trip in particular, traveling around and even worked with the Missionaries of Charity at their soup kitchen just this past week. So tell us about that and your connection with Kathy and Kevin.
Our connection with Kathy. It was started in 2017. Imagine, Kathy, she participated the mission, medical mission of the Diocese of Joliet, and they are working in Borongan area. Yes. We are not involved to that mission, but we are involved to prepare for the Holy Eucharist because they are before they start their mission, they have their masses every morning. So I attended in that morning, and I was there shy at the back, and during the sign of peace, Kathy, she is the sign of peace, and after the mass, she asked me, who am I? So how great is the Lord? It's just for the sign of peace that God gave us a connection with Kathy and her husband Kevin. And we have also two couples from the Diocese of Buffalo, Thomas Radal and Paula with her wife, and in Connecticut, Mike and Sue. So, yeah, it's the brother of Kathy. Okay. Yeah, they are couples. So we return to my story about connection of Kathy, and I invited her in our mission. Like Jesus said, come and see what we are doing. So I invited her. We take a lunch, with coffee and carbonara. So we started. I started to speak about our charism, and after I showed to her what is our work in Karim, in our mission area. So then after Kathy, she was really touched with our charism, with our smile, of course, with our joy, yes. And we started to plan to have a mission appeal here in Chicago because it is not easy, or in Buffalo, New York. It's not easy that you don't know somebody. So thanks be to God, God always send us an angels. They are our angels. And starting of that, they created organization, the Guardians of the Visitation. So to help us every time we will come to apply the mission application, and also they accompany us in our different mission appeals. And not only that, they are also going to our different missions. Kathy, she went in Kenya, she went in the Philippines, and now I am inviting her to go to Brazil. They went to our mother house. Wow. In Italy. We have a good job. They help us. We are really a guardians. They're really an angels that are helping us to spread our charism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Through them, that's why we are here.
That
We
is
are
how.
talking about our congregation. We are here present.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to amend what I said earlier, because I had said, there aren't any sisters servants of the Visitation in the United States. Maybe not sisters, but you have guardians of the Visitation in the United States. And these are lay folks, husbands and wives, couples who carry on this mission and this charism. And there's many forms of support I know that they provide, among other things, the website, which we'll talk more about later, but a website that raise awareness, as you say, about the work and potentially the spiritual support as well as financial support, but that they help make it possible for you to be here today.
Yes.
And they live nearby Chicago, kind of Glen Ellen, somewhere out, just on the outskirts. So they, knew how to find me. I remember our first meeting in the mission office a couple of years ago, and talk through the application process and how to plan ahead for the visits and everything. You need somebody like that.
Yes.
I mean, so many groups are so lucky to have somebody like Kathy and Kevin.
I think it's so difficult without them coming here.
You have somewhere to stay, you have transportation, somebody who's
our
keeping
foods.
up and keep contact with the parishes and everything. That is essential to making us successful.
You are a bridge from...
A bridge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Guardians.
Connecting us to the Diocese of Chicago and to the work of God, because this is for God. The mission is for God. This mission is for God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and to echo something we said earlier about vocation and about the discernment and somebody considering what do I have to offer and might I be a good sister to join this congregation. There's a role for lay people as well. Even if you don't feel that religious life, because you're married, religious life is not for you. That doesn't mean you can't serve the mission still in a different way. And that for folks who think that maybe I'm not a missionary, I'm not meant to go live far, far away. I can't imagine picking up my life and going. That doesn't mean you can't support it in this way. One of many ways that lay people can become so instrumental in.
No need to become a sister if you will become a missionary. It can be like
of any kind.
Kathy, Kevin, Tom and Paula and Michael and so.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can bring the smile of God as well. No matter where they go.
Yes.
Anywhere in the United States. And we're so lucky that you were able to visit our parishes here this summer. So I know that the message of the mission appeal is particularly in support of the mission in the Philippines.
Yes.
Although both of you come from other mission sites, the funds that are raised through these appeals are specifically for that mission site. And that is where you had served for many years. You were the superior.
Almost 13 years like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So can you tell us about, what are you sharing with folks for the mission appeals?
Maybe people were wondering why I have to speak for the Philippines and you are in Brazil.
Right.
The main problem is like that is no one's sister have a U.S. visa. Coming here is not easy.
Yeah, those who are currently in the Philippines.
So when I was in the Philippines, thanks be to God, it is also His will that I got a U.S. visa so that I can do an appeal to the Philippines.
You can travel.
Yeah. And I will tell you about our stories. That is a mission that is my heart also for them. I love so much that mission. I love all the missions.
Of course, you have love for all.
Yeah, what I said before, that wherever God's plant us, we have to bloom.
Yes.
So when God planted me in the Philippines, I bloom. I bear fruit. Thanks be to God in His grace. And I Karim, I will see you. I can tell you about the Ain Karim. What is Ain Karim? No. Ain Karim is, we call it Ain Karim because it is a small town of Judea where Mama Mary went to visit her cousin Elizabeth.
Wow.
That's why we called it, because this house is an orphanage. So every day we have to go to Ain Karim to serve. Who? Our children that are newly born to 18 years old. We are taking care of them. And imagine, they are orphaned, neglected, malnourished, and they need a special care for health, So we let them to grow like a family be, no, filled with love, no, even though in their situation, in their situation, imagine they are just newly born, or sometimes 2 hours, they will just bring in our in Karim sweet home these babies, or sometimes they are bringing these babies that they are even dying. So what we have, we bring them to the hospital, we take care of them, letting them to grow. That's why I was telling, it's difficult to be a mother that you are not a mother. Yeah. So it's a mission.
Yes.
It's a great mission that God entrusted to us. Imagine babies, how could be, no? And of course we have also some girls, young girls that we are helping them for their studies.
Okay.
So we accompany them in their families. We provide their school supply needs, and we do a lot of visitation because Eastern Samar is a poor coast or area of the Philippines that always hit by the typhoon.
Oh my
Imagine,
goodness. Okay.
the people will just build their house. They will just buy their clothes. Then after a typhoon comes,
it's all gone.
So what we are doing it, we bring relief goods for them. Yeah. So we visit. It's very far, It's a remote area. And thanks be to God, is also the one, if we return to our guardians, they are the one even sending all these boxes, balikbayan boxes, to help our people in Borongan, our children. Yes. So we have also we made catechism in the villages. We take care of. We are visiting the prison. We visit prison. It is very near to our house, and we also bring baby blanket to the hospital, to the public hospitals, because the baby was born without any cover. Sometimes they use the T-shirt of the father to cover the baby, and also this is also the initiative of our guardians of the visitation. To provide care for the infants, blankets and the like. So we take care so much of the babies.
Yeah. Well, they're the most
and
vulnerable.
Thanks be to God, some of the babies that when I was there, they're healthy.
Yes.
They grown up.
Yes. You've had some young adults who've gone on to wonderful,
and it's nice.
productive lives.
Some of them even are professional teachers, engineer. Yes.
Amazing. That is amazing. I mean, you're completely changing the future for these children. That they are able to go through this experience. I'm sure it's overwhelming, as you said, to be a mother, not really a mother, but a mother in a sense that these children are troubled in so many ways. Whether their health is
imagine if they are
uncertain
during the night. If they cannot know that they are dying. You're afraid that they will die. So
I remember you talking about this with me before. How there was one child you were so concerned about. It was Advent, I remember, and I just remember thinking, it's coming alive. The story of the child Jesus, how vulnerable he was when he was born. That you're calling it Ein Karim home, and I didn't even realize the significance of that name. It's a holy place. These are children. These are holy children that could be angels, could be the Savior, being born into our world again. And so we need to take them with care.
Because we have also a lot of children that is with disabilities. Imagine, since when they were born, they're already these special kids, with disabilities. So it's so
absolutely
it needs really attention. We bring it to the therapy, physical therapy. Some can survive, but some no.
It is too difficult. They've been through too much already.
Oh, it's a milk even the milk is very expensive.
Oh. My goodness.
To feed them because they are so malnourished, no?
Right.
Or even
Sometimes
in sending them to that physical therapy.
Right.
Yeah,
and you said it's a remote area. The options are few. I'm sure that your sisters do everything they can.
You can see children that is just in their wheelchair like that. But you can see how happy they are, even without talking.
They're in a family.
Yeah,
They're in a
yeah.
safe home.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the greatest gift,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure. You know,
to protect them.
I had shared with you before, but I had photos that you'd given me from past appeals that I'm just going to admit it. I shared them with children at some of our schools here in the diocese because I wanted the kids to think about kids in mission places are like you know, in so many different ways. And we had these different pictures from the Philippines along with pictures from other places and different kinds of missionaries. And, you know, we asked the kids to notice, you know, are these kids smiling? Are these kids playing? And so many of your photos that you shared, they're joyful that they're sharing in your mission
because I just
too.
remember Kim, and she passed away last year. I'm so sorry. I really I know her when she's just small. She cannot walk. She is just eating liquid foods since when she was born until when she was 18 years old.
18.
Yeah, and she died. But even though she's not speaking, but she's communicating with her joy, with her smile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long or as short of their lives are,
Yeah.
that you're caring for them, that they share that right back with you. I'm sure. I'm sure it's difficult for children that are that have such serious challenges in their lives. You want to do everything you can. You're the mother, right?
But we're happy to
what
see
would a
them
mother
growing.
not do? Oh man! And I'm so impressed with the other ministries too. That the sisters are focused on caring for the children, but also will go out even to the prison, to the hospital, and to families, you know, that need that help too. That's amazing. So the mission appeal again will be benefiting that work, which is
for
so important
for the Philippines, because I without the mission appeal, Karim is.
They can't survive.
Yeah. That's why I told Evan, if I will do it for them because they needs it. Even though I am assigned in Brazil, that I have my 2 missions.
You're torn here now.
But we have to support.
But of course, no. You can speak with such experience about that.
For
sure.
I stayed there 14 years, so.
You know it. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, wonderful. That's great. And so, Sister Jean Marie, you're also here for that same reason. You're visiting parishes where there's multiple sites, and this coming weekend you're going to 2 different places. So I'm sure it's good that there's 2 of you to be able to juggle all those mass times in the course of the weekend. You'll be talking about this as well, and I'm sure your congregation as a whole. But so if folks are hearing your mission appeal or they're hearing this interview right now and they want to learn more, how can people find out more and maybe even offer support?
Yes, I think the best way to truly know about the sister servants of the Visitation and our lay collaborators, like our guardians of the Visitation, is through personal interactions whenever possible. Yes. Okay. And I think you are always welcome to visit our communities wherever we are present. Wonderful. We are very happy to share our charism, our mission, and everything that you want to know.
You're very happy
to
tell people more if they approach you. Yes, if anybody's there this weekend at the 2 parishes, be sure to ask more questions, please.
And you can also connect us through online. We have an official website, the Guardians of the Visitation Foundation, and there you can find the contact info, the mission updates, and everything that you want to know. And we have also, very active in Facebook. So we have the accounts of also the Guardians of the Visitation, and also the Santuario de la Visitazione. Yes, there they are. Yes, it's they are updating there about our mission. Sanctuary of the Visitation in English, and our community events. I think these platforms is a way to help also to learn and to know how we are living as sisters servants of the Visitation, and how also our guardians are working for us for the missions. So it is. I think it is helpful. It is helpful for us, for the people that wanted to wants to know about our
Wants to know
mission.
more.
Yes.
So, okay, let me just say this. Maybe it would help listeners to hear this. The Guardians of the Visitation, that is the lay supporters
Yes.
that we mentioned
Yes,
earlier,
the
have
sister
created this
mission.
website.
Yes.
Again, as a way to share the mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is geared to a U.S. audience, that website.
Yeah.
But the other one you mentioned, the
It's
Santuario,
It is a global.
that's a global.
Yes.
So you could probably select a
Yes.
language, and it's geared just to the broader work of the
Yeah.
sisters around the world, not necessarily to the U.S. audience. So, I mean, I'm sure it would be helpful to give you that bigger perspective of where all the sisters are working and the kinds
Yeah.
of works that you're doing.
And we give also brochures and magnets.
Yes.
Ah, I guess that's
And
right.
our business card, so they can contact in Messenger on by phone and by brochures.
Like to know more?
So remember to get the brochure before.
That's
you go
right.
out.
Yes, you did share a few with me. The Brazil brochure. I mean, it's wonderful to be able to get that, understanding of the context and what's the work here. I think that a lot of people, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. When you think about mission, and we said that there are many different people called to mission, not necessarily to the vocation of religious life, but mission in different ways. That part of mission, most important thing in mission is prayer.
Yes.
Service and going forth is essential.
Yes.
But learning about missions around the world is an aspect of mission too, and there's a spiritual element to that. I mean, people are going to think I'm nuts, but going on the website, going on the Facebook page can be a spiritual experience. If it breaks open your heart, if it touches you to see the image of a child
Yeah.
in another part of the world, it will inspire prayer. It will inspire service
Yeah.
and giving.
Yeah.
And so taking the time to do that alone is important, especially in this world of like busyness
Yes.
and there's always something and everybody's, talking all the time and you're, whatever, media, that to slow down and really do this
Yeah.
kind of investigation, go to the website, go to the Facebook page,
Yeah.
Yes.
can be a spiritual
What
thing.
what you're saying is really true, that being a missionary is not only going out. Being a missionary, you can be a missionary staying where you are. By, as what you say, by praying for everybody, by helping what you can.
Yeah.
It is like Saint Teresa of Child Jesus, no? She's the mother of the missionaries, but she never went out.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
You're right. Right. She never was able to travel. It's true. And she, one of the patron saints of missions and missionaries. Yeah, absolutely. And so I think that this is something I want people just to consider. It's one small step. And it could lead to future steps, a more commitment. Because as you said, anybody would be welcome to come visit, just like Kathy would come
Yeah.
and visit and see it for themselves.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing.
Experience.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much,
Oh,
Sisters
I'm so
Ruby.
glad.
Really the time just
Yes.
flew by.
Thank you.
I am just so inspired to have met you. As I said, I wanted to share your story with more people, so I'm so glad that we were able to have this conversation and that it was recorded
thank
and
you
we
for
can share
inviting
it.
us.
You are
Really
so
grateful.
welcome. May God continue to bless you both in your
Thank you.
missions.
Thank you.
And I'll say to listeners, remember, always be on mission. Bye-bye.